Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's the headline from the Crypto Basic. Seasoned trader says XRP target of $30 to $35 is not ridiculous. Now, I don't know if this will surprise you, but I also don't think that's ridiculous. Now, it's not my base case, and I'm not necessarily counting on it happening, but is it some sort of wacky, crazy idea? XRP hitting $35 this market cycle? No, it absolutely is not. But it does depend on how much money flows into the space. So again, it's not my base case, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. There's also this headline: expert predicts 5,153% XRP surge if Bitcoin cracks $160,000. That one I'm looking forward to talking about. I also don't think that one's crazy. But before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 6:52 p.m. at Central Time, Sunday, October 27th, 2024. Some more sideways price action today. I know it's not the most exciting, but you might feel a little bit excited about some of what I'm about to share with you, because in the first part of the video, I want to talk to you about what is likely to occur in the short term. And I'm noticing a number of analysts that are increasingly convinced that Bitcoin is just doing a little bit of a back test, and it is absolutely going to rocket out of here. I'll share that in just a moment here. But as I record this, XRP is at 51.7 cents. Bitcoin just a little over $68,000. Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 74 out of 100. So the market is in greed. It updates once every 24 hours, and it updates in about 6.5 minutes. So if I remember, I'll go back and hit refresh just for funsies to see what the update is, but I wouldn't anticipate that it's going to be terribly different, if different at all, from where it is now. Here's a post from chart analyst Dom talking about Bitcoin. And again, I know if you're like me, you care about XRP way more than Bitcoin, but you should care about what happens directionally with Bitcoin price action, because it leads the market and will absolutely impact what happens with XRP or any altcoin that you care about. So I find Bitcoin price action to be exciting for that reason, because it's just a matter-of-fact statement so far as I'm concerned. So anyway, Dom says, Bitcoin, without overthinking, this is a textbook shift with a perfect break and retest of our 7-month downtrend. My crystal ball says Trump wins and Bitcoin is trading above $80,000 by December. Well, bold claim. I mean, that certainly could be true, and given we're in a bull market, it's a little bit safer to make predictions such as that, but I still always will get nervous when there are specific predictions within a timeline for any analyst. If you're talking about, hey, historically, here's what's happened, and if it were to repeat, this is what the timeline would be, that's reasonable. But if you're saying specifically that this is my bet, like, okay, I don't know any analyst that can consistently predict when something's going to happen, but you do you. Here's a post from chart analyst Stock Money Lizards. Bitcoin. Most traders and investors will not see this, still believing in a fake out. If you research these consolidation patterns, megaphones, falling wedges, parallel channels, etc., you will find a distinct pattern. The breakout happens in a sideways manner with a retest of the upper trend line. Take a close look at the price action after the sideways breakout in September/October 2023, which is the yellow box on the screen. It says, this was the beginning of the epic year-end rally. Our target is $100,000 until December. So again, I just started noticing today there's a bunch of analysts, because I'm thinking what's most probable is a continuation from here. Up to this point, I've seen a lot of, I haven't seen a lot of particularly strong conviction, let's say. There's been a lot of, well, let's wait and see how price action develops. I've seen a lot of those. And some people had been saying, I think so-and-so is more probable, whether it's up or down, but I just hadn't been seeing conviction quite this strong until specifically today, which I just found interesting, which is why I'm highlighting a number of these perspectives from analysts talking about Bitcoin. Because if they're right, XRP, I mean, my God, it is going to substantially outperform Bitcoin. XRP is going to put it to shame. And by the end of this market cycle, if you look at the bottom and the top for Bitcoin versus the bottom and the top for XRP, whatever that ends up being, you're going to see that the multiplier for XRP is going to just be disgustingly greater. It's going to be fantastic. Way greater than whatever we end up with Bitcoin. There's way too much money in Bitcoin for people to be achieving life-changing wealth in short order by investing in it. It's just not going to happen. But that's not true for other large caps, specifically XRP. That's what I believe. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache. He says, Bitcoin, Weekly close in a few hours. $67,700 was reclaimed again. You don't know how bullish that is. I hope the market makers didn't shake you out of the market the day before yesterday. As I said, dips are for buying. Yeah, well, we're still above 68,000 as I record this, so looking pretty good, if you ask me. Here's a post from Dr. Magic. He says, Bitcoin has retested the breakout on weekly. Most here have decided that we go down. Followers calling me a kid analyst. Engagement is worse than ever. We looking good. Don't forget to get bullish at the top. So he's another analyst that is certainly optimistic. And yeah, when engagement is of a particular kind, like that actually is, that is a tell. It truly is. When everybody is euphoric and screaming, yay, and then it just goes on forever. They think it's going to go on forever. That's a time when you should be alarmed. And when you see everybody screaming, the sky is falling, it's the end of the world, XRP and Bitcoin, the whole market's just going to keep going down. That type of behavior occurs at moments where there's actually a lot of opportunity, historically speaking, because humans are ridiculous. Here's a post from another popular analyst, Bob Lucas. He says, Bitcoin on day 51 of 60-day average cycle and not breaking down, near its high. This is a right translated cycle indicating consolidation since March is coming to an end. Bullish structural change without confirmation. Do a dip into November 5th, but that's never a guarantee. Right, so I have been hearing that. So, and by the way, Credible Crypto, who has been calling for most recently upper 50,000s for Bitcoin, there is no update from him. That's the most recent thing that he shared, so I don't have a new post from him. But yeah, he still thinks that there's a good chance that we could see the lower 60,000s, maybe upper 50,000s. But even so, again, as I've been saying in a lot of recent videos, continuation to the upside, so it doesn't matter. Like, higher time frame does not matter at all. And then Bob Lucas says, basically, given where 4-year cycle stands, about to begin year 3, and 8-month range, we're on cusp of breakout and resumption of bull trend. Strongly believe move come from the November 5th, approximately, cycle lows, or we coil into end of year. Paths in charts are guides, time is the factor. Yeah, so with November 5th, of course, he's talking about the U.S. elections. So, and by the way, there is historic precedent for that. Markets tend to rally after the elections are over. And really, that's just because the markets don't like uncertainty. So I think no matter who wins, the market is going to ultimately move to the upside, even if there is some sort of abrupt move up or down as a result of that. And I'm not predicting that, I'm just saying if. You still see a resumption to the upside. Markets, broadly speaking, they don't like the uncertainty. So whatever the certainty is, whether you think it's good or bad, depending on who wins, the market just wants to know. And so you see, there's all sorts of data showing this is true with the stock market and with crypto. Once that decision is made, then you do see a move to the upside. So I will not at all be surprised to see that that's the case here, if indeed it is. Here's a post from Charting Guy. Bitcoin is either here or here on its gold fractal. So you have to look at the screen if you want to see what he's talking about. You either get one more drop to $58,000 to $63,000 area, or we are done with dips. You don't have much time left. And so again, there's a reason I took the time to go through these, just to let you know there's tons of optimism here. So there's still a little bit of uncertainty. Okay, like even Charting Guy here's like, well, maybe you do go a little bit lower. It's just not going to matter though. We are at that point, and there's historic precedent for this. Again, once the election's over and it's almost here, resume to the upside. Whether that's immediate or it takes weeks or maybe by the end of December, that is the type of price action that we should expect. And we're probably going to have a pretty fantastic 2025. That's going to be my guess, right? There's also this now. A seasoned trader says XRP target of $30 to $35 is not ridiculous. I agree with that sentiment. I do not think it's ridiculous. Now, some people have strong conviction that's going to occur. I'm not saying I'm there. I'm not, in fact. But even I take a more conservative approach to investing and just analysis in general. I got to admit, it's certainly within the realm of possibility. So check this out. Ralston Maximus, a trader with decades of market experience, believes some of the most ambitious XRP price targets are not unreasonable in this bull market. He expressed these, I can't even talk. Mouth words are hard for Moon Lambo. He expressed this bold perspective in a post on X, responding to a critic who questioned his bullish targets for XRP. Maximus initially sparked the conversation by stating that XRP influencers have ruined lives by promoting overly optimistic price targets. Okay, I'll say something on that. There are some quote-unquote influencers in the space that have completely unrealistic targets, and I don't even know that they believe some of the stuff that they're saying, but they get a hell of a lot of retweets and views on YouTube and all that crap for saying absolutely, completely unreasonable things, in my estimation anyway. Like, for instance, 3-digit price target this cycle for XRP. That is, like, you're in Looney Tunes land, man. And if you're talking about 4-digit or 5-digit XRP, what? Get the hell out of here. And there are people that are taken seriously by some that say that. And I can't help but wonder if they're getting all this support because some people literally just don't know any better. Maybe that's it. But there are a ton of people that consume such information happily and spread the message. And I just don't think that's good or true. So if somebody actually believes that, okay, fine, at least you're being intellectually honest. But I think that's a stupid as hell position to have. I really do. That's dumb as hell. I'd rather just live in reality. And so that's why, if we're talking about somewhere even close to double digits for XRP, that's like, I would love to see that. And I think might look back and say, find that that's too conservative. That's possible. But at least it's grounded in reality, because I just think about how ETH from the 2017 cycle to the 2020-2021 cycle, it basically tripled from one all-time high to the next. So if XRP just did a tripling roughly compared to where its all-time high was in early 2018, well, yeah, you'd be looking somewhere in the neighborhood of double digits for XRP, and maybe that's conservative because there will be even more money flowing into the space. So, if way more money flows into Bitcoin, though, my God, the the alt season we will see will be of epic proportions, and will put the last market cycles to shame. But anyway, piece continues. The critic at Fodler pointed out that Maximum himself is guilty of the same, highlighting his previous forecast of $35 for XRP. Again, look, I don't think that's crazy, though. I'm not confident that that's what's going to happen, but it's just not crazy. It just isn't. Like there have been all sorts of instances over the last 15 years where crypto has so substantially outperformed what the market thought, any sort of reasonable participant might have thought would happen. So that's why I'm going to keep an open mind for something like this. Anyway, piece continues. However, Maximus countered that he is a trader with a long-term investment in XRP and is extremely bullish on the asset. He noted that his optimistic targets are contingent on XRP overcoming its long-standing resistance levels. Still, Fodler insisted that a target of $30 to $35 or even $7 is ridiculous and unattainable for XRP. And according to him, XRP is more likely to tank to 30 cents than rise to $7. In response, Maximus explained that the $35 target represents the larger measured move for XRP, indicating his most optimistic level, while $7 is a more conservative outlook. He insisted that these price projections are not ridiculous, emphasizing that they will remain a mirage until XRP breaks out of its prolonged downturn. Yeah, and when's XRP going to do that? Well, as soon as the market moves to the upside, which is why I spent a lot of time in this video talking about what's happening with Bitcoin. It should matter to you. It matters to me. And yes, I hold Bitcoin, and I have since 2017, but that's not the only reason it matters to me. Even if I didn't hold Bitcoin, I would still be regularly tracking it. And by the way, so this story is actually, it follows perfectly. So here's the headline I read to you at the outside of the video. Expert predicts 5,153% XRP surge if Bitcoin cracks $160,000. Now, they're covering perspective from chart analyst E-Grade Crypto, which I actually shared a number of days ago. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing literally again, but I did want to highlight something because it goes perfectly with what I just shared in that last story. As I was saying, Bitcoin leads the way. And, the more money that flows into Bitcoin, the higher the price of XRP is going to ultimately be. I firmly believe that. So if you want to see $35 XRP, you better see a really high Bitcoin price. And so there is this post where chart analyst E-Grade Crypto was talking about the XRP BTC pair. And he was noting, so of course, I think it's pretty obvious, like I said this earlier in the video too, you're going to see this market cycle, XRP substantially outperform Bitcoin. From the bottom to the top, if you look at both assets for this cycle, it's going to be very clear XRP puts Bitcoin to shame in terms of performance. So the question becomes, though, given that XRP throughout this process will ultimately be moving up against Bitcoin, what does that mean in terms of dollars, which is, frankly, what we all care about? Or, if you're not using dollars, whatever your fiat currency is, but you get the cut of my jib. So he's saying, if you have that trend happening, and depending on how things unfold, if you have Bitcoin going to like $200,000, as he cites here, then that could mean XRP would be, as he cites here, $34. And so I'm not saying I agree or disagree with the specific numbers. What I am saying is, if you're going to have something wild in terms of Bitcoin price action, whether it's 200, 250, 300, I don't care. If something truly insane happens, that's the type of activity that we need to see for XRP to go that high. And so it's not my base case that happens for Bitcoin, which is why it's not my base case it happens for XRP. But is it Looney Tunes to say maybe? No. I just don't think it's the most probable thing, and I'm certainly not counting on it. But that's why I said, even if Bitcoin gets $120,000, $150,000 this cycle, and say XRP gets anywhere even close to double digits, maybe it would be 10, 11, 12, who knows, 13, who knows. That seems pretty damn realistic. I do not think those are insane targets at all. I'm less confident about $34 or $35, but again, it could happen. I can't say no. With each dollar higher you predict, I'm that much less confident, but I think we're going to see some big stuff this market cycle. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell. Whoa. I remembered. I'm going to hit refresh on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Place your bets now. We're at 74. Is it going to be higher or lower? 72. Okay, so it went down a little bit. I figured it wouldn't be that much of a difference. All right, I'll wrap up now. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.